Welcome. Our topic is telling the time. We have two common types of clocks, the analog and the digital clock. On the analog clock, we have the seconds hand, the minutes hand, called the long hand, and the hour hand, otherwise called the short hand. This is a picture of an analog clock. We can see the seconds hand, which is the longest, red in color. We can see the long hand, which is black in color, longer than the short hand. And we can see the short hand that is pointing to 12. The hour hand indicates the hour. The long hand indicates the minutes, while the second hand indicates the seconds. All right. So basically every analog clock has 12 numbers. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back to 12. Between two numbers in the clock, for example, between 12 and 1, you can see some strokes in between. So when we count from 12, after 12, we can start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth stroke is on 1. When we count further, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th stroke is on 2. When we continue counting, we will see that 3 is 15, 4 is 20, 5, 25, 6 is 30, 7 is 35, 8 is 40, 9 is 45, 10 is 50, 11 is 55, and 12 is 60. This is why we say 60 seconds make 1 minute. That means that the second hand has to move round the clock. It has to go through each of those small strokes round the clock for us to have 1 minute. For the minute hand to move from one point to another. That's what it means. And also the minute hand has to move round the clock 60 strokes. It has to go through all of those 60 strokes before we can have an hour. That is why we say 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour. When a clock is divided into two, by drawing a line from 12 to 6, we can share the clock into two equal parts. The right side is the past, all the minutes past the last hour, while the left side gives us the 2, right? It gives us the number of minutes to the next hour. When the long hand is on 6, it is called half past. Half past because 12 to 6, the division between 12 to 6 shares the clock into two halves. So when the long hand is on 6, we have half past the last hour. When the long hand is at 3, we have quarter past. Quarter past because between 12 and 3, the clock is shared into a quarter. That's what it means. And also, when the long hand is at 9, we have quarter to. This is because between 12 and 9, the clock is also shared into a quarter. And because it is at the left-hand side, it is 2. So 3 is quarter past, 9 is quarter to, while 6 is half past. When the long hand is on 12 and the short hand is on 7, as seen in the picture, the time is 7 o'clock. Anytime we have the long hand at 12 and the hour hand pointing at any other number, the time is that number o'clock. So we have 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Here the short hand is pointing to 12 and the long hand is at 1. So we have 5 minutes past 12. When the longhand moves to 2, we have 10 minutes past 12. At 3, we have quarter past 12. We can also say 15 minutes past 12. When it's between 4 and 5, directly in between 4 and 5, we have 23 minutes past 12. You simply count from 20, the next stroke is 21, 22, 23. When it's at 6, we have half past 12. Once it moves over to 7, we have 12:35 or 25 minutes to 1. At 9, we have 12:45 or quarter to 1. At 11, we have 12:55 or 5 minutes to 1. And at 12, we have 1 o'clock. When telling the time, we also pay attention to the time of the day. AM means ante-meridian, which means before noon, while PM is post-meridian, which means afternoon. From 12:01 at midnight to 11:59 is AM, while from 12:01 at noon to 11:59 at midnight is PM. The time of the day determines whether we will have AM or PM. From 12 midnight, once it's 12 midnight is AM up till 11:59 in the afternoon. While from 12:01 in the afternoon till 11 p.m., 11:59 p.m., it's PM. It is very important to use this correctly. So if you sleep at night and wake up and look at your time, and the time is 3 o'clock, it is 3 a.m. While if you're at home in the afternoon or anywhere else and it's afternoon, the time is 3 o'clock, you can say that that time is 3 p.m. Please take note of this. The second type of clock we have is the digital clock. In a digital clock, we have the hours showing at the left-hand side of the column and the minutes showing at the right side. Example, 05:41 a.m. Here the time is 19 minutes to 6. 05, that shows the hours. 41 shows the minutes. Alright, so here the long hand is between 8 and 9. Right? Remember, 8 is 40. So it's just on the next dot after 8. So if you count from there to 12, we will have 19 minutes to 6. Why is it to 6? Because the hour here is 5. So the time is to 6. 19 minutes to 6. Once the minutes is greater than 30, simply subtract it from 60 to get the remaining minutes to the next hour. 60 minus 41 is 19. The next hour after 5 is 6. That is why we can say that the time is 19 minutes to 6. The AM shows that it is morning. So anytime you are reading from a digital clock, take note, once the minutes, that's the number at the right side, once it is greater than 30, simply subtract it from 60 to know the remaining minutes to the next hour. Another example is 7:13 a.m. The time here is 13 minutes past 7. So we will look at the right hand side. The number at the right hand side is 13. It's not up to 30. So you simply say 13 minutes past 7. And because it's AM, we already know that it is in the morning. The next example is 9:21 p.m. Because 21 is not up to 30, we simply say the time is 21 minutes past 9. And because it is p.m., it means it is in the night. Next is 12:05 p.m. The time here is 5 minutes past 12 in the afternoon. Now, because 5 is just a single digit, and the minutes must be represented using 2 digits. That is why we have 05. So it would be wrong for you to write 12.5. It would be wrong. Anytime you're writing a digital version of the time, please ensure that the minutes is written as 2 digits. So if it's a single digit, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9, simply add 0 in front of it. So the time here is 5 minutes past 12 in the afternoon. 11:42 a.m. Now 42 is bigger than 30, is greater than 30. So we will simply say 60 minus 42. That will give us 18. So the time here is 18 minutes to 12. To the next hour. Since the hour here is 11, the next hour is 12. So the time is 18 minutes to 12. And because it is AM, it means it is in the morning. The 24-hour clock. The 24-hour clock is often shown on digital clocks and is written in a 4-digit form, with the first 2 digits representing the hour and the last 2 representing the minutes. Example, 13:00 hours, which means 1 p.m. How did we get 13? 13 comes after 12 noon. Alright, so the counting is done from 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4 up till 12. Now once we get to 12 noon, instead of continuing with 1 p.m., the time will continue as 13. 2 p.m. is 14, 3 p.m. 15, 4 p.m. 16, 5 p.m. 17, up till 10 p.m. is 22, 11 p.m. 23, 12 midnight is 0000. So in a 24-hour digital clock, once it is afternoon, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will see higher numbers, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So at any time, if you want to know the actual hour, take out 12 p.m. from that hour. First of all, make sure that it is greater than 12 and just take out 12 from it. What it means is if you see 15:57, for instance, 15:57, and you want to know the actual hour, take the hour there, which is 15, minus 12. That gives you 3. It means the time is 3:57. If you see 18:12, if you see 18:12, 18 is bigger than 12. So you will simply say 18 minus 12. That gives you 6. 6:12 is 12 minutes past 6 p.m. So note, anytime you see 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, up till 23, that time is between 12:01 noon and 11:59 p.m. That means in the afternoon, evening, and in the night. Basically, this is how you can tell the time, whether it is on an analog clock or on a digital clock. Once you know those rules and you make use of them, you will definitely tell the correct time all the time. Alright, go ahead and tell us the time shown here. And also draw the long and short hand here to represent the time under each of the clocks. So you will look at each of the clock, check what the time is written there, and draw the long and short hand to represent that time. Thank you.